Hey guys, so I was gonna wait till tomorrow, but then my kids are awake and that's like a joke. So, okay, so to answer the questions, we'll just go kind of in order. First is about the business and how to approach about discount coaching. So, I kind of made a video, I don't know, like a month ago about it and what my little niche is, and I think most of you do that, where I tell them up front when they buy the challenge pack that the Shakeology comes on auto ship and that they should try it for a couple weeks. Then they can decide if they want to cancel or get it at a discount. That opens the door for 2 weeks later for me to talk to them about it. So I typically approach them between 2 and 3 weeks after they ordered, because that means their shipment of Shakeology is in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Do not do it any later than a week beforehand so that you have time to get them switched over to a discount coach or canceled. Then when that time comes, I send them an email and ask how they're liking it, if they want to continue and get a discount or if they'd like to cancel. I usually just ask them, how are you liking it? And if they say they're loving it, then I'll say, would you like to get set up to get it at a discount? Most of them say yes, and then you can tell them that how much they'll save. It's $20 a month. There's no obligations. You don't have to work the business at all. You don't have to sign so many people up. They just save $20 a month. I also make sure that they understand they get 25% off all future products that they buy from Beachbody, and that's including Shakeology. And Shakeology is actually $104-ish usually, depending on where they live, shipped. And there's a $16 website fee that pays for an online office where they go and order. And that's set up so that if people did want to buy through them because they love the results that they're seeing them getting, they would get paid for it rather than you. So I sell that option so they understand why that website fee is there. But if they're ordering Shakeology every month and don't want to work the biz, they're still saving $20, even paying the website fee to not use it. So I make sure they understand that it's a no pressure, and that my parents do this and they don't work the business. My husband doesn't work the business. They just save $20 a month. But I also like to throw out there, but they can make money so that if their friends come to them or their family comes to them, they could make the commission and be paid weekly versus me getting the commission off of that. That plants a seed. A lot of people join this strictly just wanting to be a discount coach. They do a challenge, they fall in love with the results, and people naturally ask them what they're doing. And so it kind of happens from there to go from discount coach to a business coach. So I don't really overly stress being a business coach unless I know they're going to be awesome. So I let them know, like, seriously, you would be an amazing coach. So you wouldn't have to do anything different than you're doing. We do these challenge groups. You post just like you're posting in these challenge groups on your wall. That's it. And you would make some good money. If they ask more about the income, share with them your story. May not be a lot of money, and that's okay. Some people just want enough to cover their car payment. Some people want a lot. Some want to eventually work it so much, this is me, that I don't have to stress about money. I want to go to the grocery store and not feel guilty about buying whatever we need. And I'm actually to that point 5 months into this business. It's been a huge blessing, and so I share with people my story. And just kind of leave it at that. Don't push it too hard. If they just want to be a discount coach and kind of dabble in the business side, add them to our small team page. If they're strictly like a discount coach and have zero interest in even working the business at all and are kind of like non-existent in the challenge groups, they love the Shakeology, don't add them to any team page because they're just probably going to get annoyed. But if they're kind of loving it, they interact in the challenge groups a lot, they want to keep doing the challenge groups, add them to our small team page. Then they can see what we do and what it's all about. And it kind of just happens naturally. So just keep sharing your story and how being a coach has changed your life on your personal Facebook page. That will get those who are doing your challenge groups interested in what you're doing. It'll get those discount coaches interested in what you're doing. Just share you. Share you. And that kind of goes into the next question of how to not get discouraged when you have a lot of people saying they're interested and then they don't sign up, and then how to make sure you're not annoying people with what you're posting on your wall. Micah has already kind of addressed this with, you're only going to annoy people who are jealous of what you're doing, basically. So if that's the case, who cares? You don't need them. Those who really love you and those who are your real friends are excited for whatever achievements you have. I have several friends who successfully sell. It works. Do I ban them? Sometimes their posts are a little annoying, but do you know what? Good for them. They are successful at what they do. We should be happy for them. So I think most people are that way. And the ones that we're worried about, who cares? And I've never really had anybody openly say they're annoyed with me. I have more people who are positive about it than negative, and so I'm going to focus on that. And another way you can make sure that you're not posting too much salesy stuff or Beachbody stuff is look at your Facebook feed every single week and make sure that you have a good balance. Another great thing is to pick 3 different topics, 2 to 3 different topics that you're passionate about. I love homeschooling. I'm kind of a hippie and like natural remedies. I share about Kira having Asperger's, and I share about Beachbody. I'm kind of dabbling in the idea of makeup and hair, and I love that stuff. So share stuff you're passionate about besides Beachbody, because you're not just Beachbody. That's not what defines you. So share you. Share your struggles. Your struggles are the biggest thing that will get people to trust you, because when we act like our life is perfect, it overwhelms people. It makes people think that that's why you're successful, is because you have an easy life, which is just an ignorant thought. But we all know people that we think that. I know several people that I think, oh my gosh, their life is so easy. And then my reality brain kicks in. No one has an easy life. No one just shares that struggle. So find your struggle and share it. As scary as it can seem, do it. I didn't plan on sharing, Kira's story, but I did, in hopes that it would help someone, because it's not easy. I didn't want to share it because I didn't want people to label her. I didn't want people to justify how she was acting and just be like, oh, it's Asperger's. She doesn't need to know how to act socially. I didn't want it to become an excuse. I didn't want it to become a crutch. I didn't want it to become a label. And so I didn't want to share it. And sometimes I don't want to talk about it. It's a hard thing to want to talk about. But I decided to share it. And it's been nothing but positive. I've had several people reach out to me and thank me for that post, because they know someone personally dealing with it, or they suspect that their kid has it, or yada, yada, yada. And I was shocked at how something so scary to me could be so positive to other people. So you need to share those struggles. No one's going to look down on you. No one's going to judge you. In fact, they will trust you, because then they realize we all struggle. And if you're willing to put it out there, then you're going to be honest with them and you're going to be real with them, especially when it comes to Beachbody, because you can't be someone who puts their life out there and then is fake when it comes to the business. Like, they're going to trust you, and they're going to trust that this is a legitimate business if you're a real person. So be real, be you, share your hard times, share your struggles. It will make all the difference. And don't worry if people are annoyed. If they're annoyed, leave them behind. It doesn't matter, because you're affecting far more in the positive than you are the negative. So don't worry about those few naysayers, because we will have those. And some people that are like that I know personally, they're struggling. They're struggling themselves, and they're usually projecting it onto you. So don't take it personal when people are annoyed. You're being a good person. You're not doing it to sell anybody out. what you're sharing about Beachbody is because you've done it and you loved it. It's no different than being excited about a restaurant or a product that you bought that you absolutely love and it's changed your life. Like, we all know what that's like. We have babies and we find like the best thing ever and we share it with everybody. This is no different. We've done it and we know it works. So we just need to remember that we're being genuine and we're trying to help everybody. So just be you. Don't worry about it. As far as having rough times in the business, you will always have that. There are weeks and months where I seriously am like in my own head, like, holy cow, so much has to fall into place for this to work out. And I kind of get overwhelmed. And that's when I have to take it back to reality. It's one day at a time. You do one day at a time. You will have a ton of no's. You will have a ton of maybes. You'll have a ton of, I'm totally doing this. And then at the last second, they back out. I've had like 6 just this month doing that. And it's okay. Because do you know what? They're still watching you. And you planted a seed. And they are, they're going to be really, really, really watching you now. So just be consistent. Keep at it. The only way you can fail is to stop. Do your power hour. Do your power of 3s every single day. I notice that when I start to have those doubts, I'm not doing it. I've been on vacation, or I kind of just like, oh, things are going so well, I don't need it. And then bam, bad day. So you need to make sure that you're consistently do it. Do your personal development. Read The Slight Edge. That honestly was the best book for me to start out with because it totally made sense. Like, I have said this over and over and over again because it's that good. The Slight Edge is amazing. It just makes complete sense that we are in control of our life. We're the ones that decide whether we succeed or we fail. And so this book just explains it and puts that into such a good perspective. So do your personal development. There's a free audio on YouTube you can find, or you can buy it for like $10 on Kindle or whatever. So just keep doing what you're doing. Don't get discouraged by the discouraging days. Just keep moving forward. You will have those bad days. Tomorrow's a new day. Keep at it. Keep pushing. It will happen. When you make posts about your transformation, you guys are actually really good about this. What I try to focus on, of course, the physical results are awesome and amazing, and I love them because I feel good. Those are great, but also focus on something of why it feels so good. Mentally, why it's helped you, how it's helped you become a better mom, a better wife, a better person. So that's not just all about being skinny, because it's not. So make sure you're sharing that part of Beachbody too, and it's not just, hey, here, look at the size difference of me. I have a challenge group. No one wants to hear that. They want to hear why this product is amazing and what it's done for you. Next question has to do with this product is so expensive. This was really, really common for me to get at the very first, and I think it is for all coaches. The challenge packs seem expensive. But when you break it down, it's not. And until I got a firm testimony of how amazing Shakeology was, that's it. I didn't have to, I kind of felt like I was excusing and apologizing for how much the challenge kit was when it's really not that expensive, especially considering other programs. Going to a nutritionist or a personal trainer or getting a gym membership, those would cost you a lot more than this would, and this is giving you all of that. And then Shakeology with a challenge pack ends up being like $70, because the program alone would cost about $70. So it replaces one meal a day. $70 for 30 days for one meal is like $2 a meal. You're not going to be able to eat for that cheap anyway. So that's another way I tell people, you've got to realize this is an extremely healthy meal, and it's extremely cheap when you buy it in the challenge pack. And so if you're ever going to try Shakeology, this is the time to do it, and it is worth every penny, and this is why. And I list my reasons and how it's changed my life. So just own it, because that challenge pack is amazing, and we all know how it's been worth the money. All of us start out that way. So share your story. I know some of you watched for a round and were like, I'm not paying that much money. That is way too much money. Then you did it, and now you're coaches. share that with them. Like, do you know what? I totally get it because I was exactly like that. I thought it was so expensive. Now, having done it, I realize how worth it was. I saved money in groceries. I essentially got a nutritionist. I got a workout program. And on top of all of that, I feel amazing. That's worth a lot more money than the challenge pack costs. So